On June 6, 1944, the Allied forces invaded Normandy off the northern coast of France. This day became one of the most notorious fights throughout the war, nicknamed D-Day. It was the largest seaborne invasion in history at the time. The seaborne landings led the way for airborne attacks and more naval assaults. D-Day started what was known as the Battle of Normandy, a 2-month-long invasion by the Allies. At the beginning of the war in 1940, the Germans had invaded France and occupied them for most of the war. The Normandy landing's purpose was to liberate France by starting on the northern shore. After France had fallen, the Allies had been planning an attack. In the months leading up to D-Day, the Allied forces created a major deception to trick the Germans into thinking that the invasion was going to occur in a different stretch of land over 200 kilometers away from Normandy. June 6th came, and the Allies launched seaborne invasions on 5 different beaches. On this day alone, there were an estimated 14,000 to 20,000 casualties from both sides. The forces continued to push, and following the naval invasion, airborne attacks soon came. A week later, the beaches were fully secure. The assault was successful, but at the cost of many lives. D-Day is regarded as one of the deadliest days in history, and one of the most important victories for the Allies in World War II.
Battle of Guam took place in 21st July through 10th August of 1944. Guam is an island in Marianas in the Pacific Ocean. Guam has been in possession of the United States since its capture from Spain. The reason for the United States to take Guam from Spain is because the two countries were at war. When Americans got to Spain to capture Guam, they were surprised by how the people that were on Guam reacted, because they thought the Americans went to Guam to say hi, but the Americans assured them that their intentions to be there was to take over Guam. In December 10, 1941, it was captured by Japan, and again, it was captured again by the United States in 1944. When the fight for Guam basically was when the Americans fought Japan to take back Guam to their possession, to get their territory, and over 3,000 Americans died, and for Japan, on the Japan side, over 18,000 people died in the war, and 7,000 Americans wounded. The next day, after Japan lost and surrendered, the leader that commanded the Japan people, Japanese, he committed suicide and wrote a farewell letter to Japan saying sorry to disappoint them. Right? Yeah. Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, altered many of American lives. People from everywhere were getting drafted into war, and women had to provide for their family. Since the men were out fighting for their country, women worked as welders, electricians, and riveters in defense plants. Those jobs were said to be men's work, but since most men went to war, these jobs were given to the women. They not only had to work, but also had to submit to government-managed rationing, which included from gasoline to fabrics and different types of fruits. Prices are dramatically changing, so they're limited to what a person can buy for their family. Also, most materialistic items were banned from production till the war ends, like cars, vacuum cleaners, and kitchen appliances, and more. The reason for that is because America needs the most materials they can get for the war. And also, there seems to be labor shortage in agriculture because most farmers are drafted into war, and most of them volunteered to move to the cities for factory jobs. Food was a need for war, and there was a shortage in farmers, and the nation looked to school-aged students to help on farms. The labor force in total was about 66,000, which 46,930 were male and 19,390 were female.
The Battle of the Atlantic has been very eventful, as it seemed to not be an end to this battle. The Allied powers had 3 main objectives. blockade of the Axis powers in Europe, security of the Allied sea movements, and freedom to send military power across the seas. Germany has made many attempts to upgrade the U-boat force, as many of them have been sunken quite easily. The Luftwaffe introduced the Heinschel HS-293 guided glider bomb, which claimed a number of victims, but Allied air superiority has prevented them from being a major threat. More and more supplies are being poured into Britain and North Africa for the eventual liberation of Europe. On August 3rd, the largest convoy so far during war, convoy HX-300, arrived in the British Isles without a single loss. The Canadian Flight Lieutenant David Hornell came across a surface U-boat north of the Shetland Islands and destroyed the U-boat and amazingly landed his severely damaged plane. The plane did sink, but all 8 of the crew members survived.
How you guys doing? I'm Veda Williams, a government official, and I'm going to be speaking on how the Allied invasion of Europe was planned. How did we come about this impressive plan? Excuse me one sec. Yeah, Jeff, you said the people are broke? Well, we knew they were broke. Yeah, it's America. We had tax cuts, remember? Oh no, government workers still get paid. Oh, sorry about that. But so basically, starting off with the invasion of Sicily in 1943, Europe was done. We were done. Well, America wasn't done, but they were done. The Allied powers needed to come together to take down Germany and their forces, because we weren't playing that anymore. So basically, the Allied forces took the fight to the Axis powers in many locations across Western Europe. The push into Italy. So basically, we needed to get Italy back because Germany wanted them. And the only way we were going to get this done is if we had to defeat Germany in one very important battle. So the Allied powers came together and they thought of one very elaborate plan, and this was the D-Day invasion. The D-Day invasion consisted of 156,000 troops, nearly 200,000, boarded 7,000 ships, and nearly 3,000 aircraft. And we went in and raised some hell, and that's just the fact of the matter. We dropped 11,000 tons of bombs on that beach. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. You know, coming like sicko mode. Boom, boom, boom. Just kidding. So basically, America and its allied friends, we went into the French forces. Back at it again with another video. How you guys doing? It's your boy Veda. So I'm gonna give you guys the inside scoop on the home front in the United States and in World War II. So basically, World War II was expensive, very expensive. And so it was so expensive that Franklin D. Roosevelt, backed a conservative Congress, had to agree on to raise taxes and to also borrow heavily funded money from other countries. So basically, we were borrowing so much money that the American economy took a big impact on this. Why? Because if you guys know, we were in the Great Depression, and World War II brought us out the Depression. It didn't make us rich, and America thought we were rich. I swear. My Uncle Timmy, old dude wasn't even rich. He was still working on the farm. Back to reality. So, Roosevelt tried unsuccessfully by Executive Order 9250 to impose 100% surtax after tax incomes over 25%. Many controls were put on the economy. The most important were price controls imposed on products monitored by the Office of Price Administration. Wages were also controlled. Corporations dealt with numerous agencies, especially the War Production Board and the War and Navy departments, which had the purchasing power and priorities that largely reshaped the expanded industrial production. So basically, metals tax, food tax, everything in the American economy needed taxed. So basically, it came down to wants and needed. We needed to go to war. We needed machinery. We needed guns. Did we want guns? We got the guns. We wanted tanks. We got the tanks. Basically, America got what everything they wanted. Why? Because it's America and we take risk. And this war could have been a really downfall on the economy. Luckily, we were able to kind of save ourselves.